Is it too late to save the tourism industry now that regulations have eased, or can it be salvaged? And if so, what measures are needed to ensure the survival of the industry after a long hiatus? Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, the CEO of Tourism Business Council, joining us now to talk to us about this. Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, were you popping bottles on Saturday when you heard the announcement by the president, or is it going to be a steep incline to recovery?
Well, it will be a steep incline for the recovery. I wish, we could have been popping bottles on Saturday, but alcohol wasn't open, as yet. But,
Indeed.
I think that, as an industry, this is a welcomed event. The announcement by the president is positive. It brings hope to the industry. It ensures that as an industry, we can then now go back to work. And those people that have been staying home, and those family, breadwinners that work within our industry can now go back to work, and they can be able to bring food onto the table. So it is a welcomed announcement, and we do hope that as time goes, more and more businesses are able to restart, and more businesses are able to even get working capital from the banks, to go back to some level of operation. We do know that it's never going to be normal, but we are ready for the new normal within the tourism industry.
Devastating numbers coming from Stats SA. Income from accommodation decreasing by 94.5% year-on-year in June. This following devastating numbers in May and devastating numbers in April. So basically, it is a sector that is dead at this particular point that needs a recovery. So how far has that sector adjusted its policies to be able to accommodate and operate during a pandemic?
I mean, look, for the past 140 plus days, we haven't been operating. Majority of the properties that are within the hospitality sector, car rental companies, conference venues, we have not been operating. We have been sitting idle. We have been waiting. And of course, we do appreciate the fact that we did receive UIFTS program in terms of the relief for the employees. But majority of these companies are sitting there now without any income, without any savings, and now we need to go back to some sort of a restart. So we are, a devastated industry. It's going to be tough to restart. Like I've said before, many small businesses are the ones that are going to suffer. So we do hope that as we go forward, our members will sharpen the pencils and relook at the prices and make sure that, supply and demand is matched. We have to make sure that our prices are good enough to get the domestic travelers to get into, these properties. We need to change our policies in terms of cancellations. We need to change our policies in terms of, what activities we offer. We need to do more, and we are ready to do so. Remember that within our industry, we are a very much resilient industry, and that's why we have been calling for government to open up international travel as well, because we believe that we can do both. And by doing both, we should be able to sustain the industry.
Yeah. Well, countries that have done, I'm talking here, Australia, for example, that did open for international travel, they soon quickly learned that it's not as easy as that, and now they've closed again because somewhat people traveling coming from other parts of the world have come back with the virus, which they have not seen new infections, by the way, in the last 100 days. So it is also quite a risky thing to do, to open up our borders as early as now.
No, absolutely. Look, no one has the blueprint in terms of how do we deal with COVID-19 within the tourism space. So what we ought to do is to make sure that, we learn from those countries that have done, the opening and closing. And we need to then say, how do we mitigate, us being open and closed? And therefore, what we have done as a tourism industry, we have put together protocols that we are now intensifying to ensure that the adoption rate of those protocols it's far greater than where it sits at the moment. We will do spot checks. We will be going around the country. We'll make sure that, all our establishments, all our activities, all our products across the country adhere to protocols. And those who don't adhere to protocols, they will be reported.